what the flip? Like, why would you do that? I mean, that's what I want to do. I want to look at some of these people who make these movies based off of books and say, why did you just change that? That was a good story. You're trying to tell me something about yourself. Remember that clip we watched the other night about the Abraham Isaac story? Now, I've read that story in the Bible. I don't remember Abraham saying, please forgive me, Isaac. Please forgive me, Isaac. I'm like, I don't think he says that. I don't remember Sarah going, no, my son, my son, my son, running after Abraham, not trusting him. I don't remember the story of Abraham walking down the hill with Isaac and Isaac running away from his crazy man father to the arms of his caring mother. Like, even that interpretation of that story, I'm like, why did you change the story? Like, honestly, we need to ask this question. Why did you're telling me your own story. You're telling me something that you want. So why not let Winnie the Pooh be someone who's smart? Why not let Winnie the Pooh be courageous? Why not let Piglet overcome his fear? Why not let them be self-sacrificial? Why not let Abraham be a good dad who's not like crazy man, I must do this to you? I was like, you know what I heard when I watched that, when I watched that the other night? I saw if Abraham is meant to be the image of God the Father and Isaac is the only beloved son, you can't trust the Father. He crazy. He cray-cray. I was going to say it, but I didn't want to be so, I'm pretty street, but I'm not that street. There is a story that gets told by our media. And that story affects us. Again, go back to the other night's clip, and I know we endorsed it as like the focus to put it on the thing for all of us to see, so I'm not like trying to say anything with it. But I'm saying, if all I knew about the story of Abraham and Isaac was what I saw on that screen, I would learn one very powerful thing, is that you cannot trust the Father. But what is the story of Abraham and Isaac about? It's about you can trust the Father. They gave us the exact opposite lesson. You know, in many ways, some people have interpreted the story of Abraham and Isaac. What they said was Abraham wasn't 10 years old, that Abraham was 30 years old. That don't necessarily just picture this like helpless child who's saying like, what are you doing, Dad? What are you doing, Dad? What are you doing, Dad? But picture a beloved son who says to his dad, I trust you, Father. Whereas Abraham, his father, looks at God the Father and says, I trust you, Father. What do you have? You have this whole hierarchy of Father in heaven, able to be trusted by Father Abraham, who is trusted by his only beloved son, Isaac. Because then what happens in the gospel? The only beloved son looks at his father and says, Father, let this cup pass from me, but not my will, your will be done. Why? Because I know that I can trust you. So the thing is, our media, our culture, the images we receive, the images we look at, they affect us. Again, if all I ever saw of the Abraham and Isaac story was what I saw the other night, I would say the lesson is this: don't trust Dad. Mom's okay. Don't trust Dad.